The world awoke on April 21st, 2025, to the somber news of Pope Francis's passing. His papacy, marked by humility and compassion, had come to an end. As the faithful mourned, the gears of a centuries-old process began to turn within the heart of the Catholic Church. The Vatican, a place of timeless tradition, prepared for the solemn duty of electing a new leader. This process, known as the Papal Conclave, is shrouded in secrecy and steeped in history. Immediately following the death of the Pope, the Vatican Camerlengo, Cardinal Kevin Farrell, assumed control of the temporal affairs of the Holy See. One of his first tasks was to seal the papal apartments. This symbolic act marked the end of one papacy and the imminent start of the journey towards another. The world watched and waited, a sense of anticipation hanging in the air. The question on everyone's mind was simple yet profound. Who would be the next Vicar of Christ? The following days were a flurry of activity within the Vatican. Cardinals from around the world, each a prince of the Church, began to arrive in Rome. They came from diverse backgrounds, cultures, and corners of the globe, yet they were united by their faith and their shared responsibility. These men, chosen for their wisdom and piety, bore the weight of the Church's future on their shoulders. The eyes of the Catholic world, and indeed of many beyond the faith, were upon them. The period between the Pope's death and the start of the conclave was not merely logistical. It was a time for reflection, prayer, and discernment. The Church entered into a period of official mourning, a time to reflect on the legacy of Pope Francis and to seek guidance for the future. The cardinals, meeting in general congregations, discussed the challenges and opportunities facing the Church in the 21st century. These informal gatherings were vital in shaping their understanding of the qualities needed in the next Pope. Essential to the conclave are the cardinals, the princes of the Church. These men, appointed by the Pope, are entrusted with advising the pontiff and, upon his death, electing his successor. Their red vestments, a symbol of their willingness to shed blood for the faith, serve as a visual reminder of their solemn responsibility. The College of Cardinals, as it is known, is a diverse body of men representing the global reach of the Catholic Church. In 2025, nearly 180 cardinals gathered in Rome, each bringing their unique experiences and perspectives. They hailed from every continent, spoke a multitude of languages, and represented a wide range of theological viewpoints. This diversity, far from being a source of division, is seen as a strength reflecting the universality of the Church. Of the cardinals gathered, just over 100 were under the age of 80, making them eligible to vote in the conclave. These cardinal electors, as they are known, held the future of the papacy in their hands. Their task was daunting: to discern the will of the Holy Spirit and choose a leader who could guide the Church through an era of unprecedented change and challenge. The role of a cardinal elector is one of immense responsibility and requires a profound understanding of the Church and its mission. They are expected to be men of deep prayer, keen intellect, and unwavering faith. The decision they make within the confines of the Sistine Chapel will have far-reaching consequences, shaping the direction of the Catholic Church for years to come. While all cardinal electors share the responsibility of choosing the next pope, certain cardinals hold specific roles during the conclave. These individuals ensure the smooth running of the process and uphold the centuries-old traditions that surround this sacred event. Cardinal Giovanni Battista Re, the Dean of the College of Cardinals, presides over the conclave. His role is primarily ceremonial, acting as a figurehead and ensuring the dignity of the proceedings. He leads the cardinals in prayer, calls for votes, and announces the results. Cardinal Dominique Mamberti, the cardinal proto-deacon, has the honor of announcing the new pope to the world. From the central balcony of St. Peter's Basilica, he proclaims the Latin phrase, Habemus Papam, we have a pope, followed by the new pontiff's name. Cardinal Pietro Parolin, the Vatican Secretary of State, plays a crucial role in the post-election process. He asks the newly elected pope if he accepts the election and what name he will take. Once the pope accepts, Cardinal Parolin becomes the first to offer him his obedience. Other cardinals, while not holding formal positions, also play important roles. Cardinal Raniero Cantalamessa, a renowned preacher, delivers the initial reflection to the cardinals, urging them to open their hearts to the Holy Spirit. Cardinal Victor Manuel Fernandez, a noted theologian, presides over the 6th Novemdiale, a special mass offered for the election of a new pope. Section 4. Ancient texts, timeless rituals guiding the conclave. The papal conclave is not simply a gathering of men making a decision, it is a deeply spiritual event, imbued with centuries of tradition and guided by specific texts that outline the process and its significance. Two documents in particular are essential to the conclave: Universi Dominici Gregis and Ordo Rituum Conclavis. Universi Dominici Gregis, of the Lord's whole flock, written by Pope John Paul II in 1996, outlines the rules and procedures of the conclave. It covers everything from the eligibility of voters to the secrecy surrounding the proceedings. Pope Benedict XVI and Pope Francis have both made amendments to this document, ensuring it remains relevant to the modern Church. The Ordo Rituum Conclavis, Order of the Rites of the Conclave, issued in 1998, details the liturgical ceremonies and prayers that accompany each stage of the conclave. This document ensures that the conclave is not simply a political or administrative process, but a profoundly spiritual one, steeped in prayer and a sense of the sacred. These texts, along with the centuries-old traditions they codify, serve as a reminder that the conclave is not about human ambition, but about seeking the guidance of the Holy Spirit. The cardinals are not simply casting votes, they are participating in a sacred ritual seeking to discern the will of God for the Church. Section 5. 9 days of prayer, the Novem Dialis Masses. The days leading up to the conclave are not just about logistics and preparations. They are a time set aside for intense prayer, reflection, and spiritual discernment. A series of special masses, known as the Novem Dialis, are celebrated for 9 consecutive days following the death of the Pope. The Novem Dialis Masses, as their name suggests, are 9 in number, symbolizing the 9 days of prayer observed by the apostles between the ascension of Christ and the descent of the Holy Spirit at Pentecost. These masses are offered for the repose of the soul of the deceased Pope and for the guidance of the Holy Spirit in the election of his successor. Each Novem Dialis Mass is a solemn and prayerful occasion attended by the cardinals, members of the clergy, and lay faithful. The liturgy is imbued with a sense of mourning for the loss of the Pope and a longing for the guidance of the Holy Spirit in choosing his successor. The homilies delivered during these masses often focus on the qualities needed in the next Pope and the challenges facing the Church. The Novem Dialis Masses culminate in the Mass Pro Eligendo Pontifex, for the election of the Pontiff, celebrated on the morning the conclave begins. This Mass is a powerful reminder that the cardinals are not simply engaging in a human process, but are participating in a sacred event guided by the Holy Spirit. It is a final plea for divine assistance as they prepare to enter the conclave and undertake the momentous task before them.